on the field. This is
yeah.
this is about life in general, and because they're all going to move on. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to get married, they're going to have families, they're going to do something else in their life.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. And you know, Coach Patrick Murphy, who's the head coach, he's an amazing guy. He's Irish Catholic as well. And I've been coaching with him for 15 years. And
Murphy? I was thinking
Murphy.
that was a good
Italian.
Italian.
Thinking Italian? No, it's definitely Irish. But he actually coached me when I played. But he's real big on life lessons. You know, it's not just about the here and now. This is about, you have to think, what's my future going to be like? You know, what kind of lessons am I learning now that are going to help me in life? And that's really the staple of our program, is just helping them, preparing them for life. And being selfless is one of the key components of that, you know, in life and family and relationships. You know, when you get married, it's not about you, you know, it's about what you can do for your spouse, you know, how can you help them get to heaven, you know, so it's a give, you know, it's gifts, and what you do with those to give, to serve.
Do you hear feedback at all from the girls who've moved on, like when they come back, and
Yeah.
how great their lives are because of what they learned in the softball team?
That, you know, that's the most rewarding part. It really is, because we get letters, you know, they get out into the work world, and, you know, they send us letters, or they come back for alumni weekend, and they just say how much they appreciate what they learned. You know, they learned more from softball, from being a part of the program, than they could have anywhere else, you know, doing anything else, because it's all preparing you for life, the discipline, the teamwork, working together, the sacrifice, all of it relates to life, relates to spirituality, relates to everything you do.
And don't you think, Alyson, that that's actually what makes a coach a great coach? Not trying to, you know, build you up here as an associate, you know, a head coach here, but even Vince Lombardi, who's passed away, he's, you know, so well known in the NFL and beyond.
Yeah.
The players that are still alive will say that they learned more about faith and family from him than football.
Yeah.
And his whole approach was faith, family, football in that order.
Yeah.
And don't you think that really separates the really stellar coaches from the average coach, is
Absolutely,
looking beyond the win-loss column,
Yeah.
beyond the talent, beyond the kind of, this is a great athlete. It's like a meat market for some.
Yeah.
And they just move through these kids like they're just product.
Yeah.
But really, the character test for you know, coaches is the beyond.
Yeah, absolutely, because really the fulfillment comes in, yeah, I mean, obviously winning a national championship was just so exhilarating. But it was exhilarating for, not because of the win necessarily, but just everything that was put into it. You know, knowing that we had kids that were selfless, that they did the right things. And it's not often, or it's not always, that you do the right things and you get rewarded for it. You know, oftentimes you might do the right things, but there are no guarantees that you're going to get rewarded for it. You just do the right things because you're supposed to, and it's what you're called to do. But to know that all these 20 young athletes bought in and did the right things, made good choices, and were selfless, and were servant leaders. You know, we preach all those things, and then to win a national championship at the highest level was just, it was the ultimate. It really was.
It's just pretty cool.
It was very cool.
It's hard to put words in.
You're right.
Pretty cool.
You can't really describe it. And then, you know, for Murphy too, I mean, he's invested so much of his life into these young athletes, you know, to finally help him accomplish the ultimate goal as a head coach. You know, it was special for him. It was special for our 6 seniors. You know, that was the coolest thing, is just the fact that they were 6 of maybe, I think Oklahoma might have had 2 seniors, 6 of maybe 8 athletes in Division I softball who actually knew the last time they were going to wear the jersey. You know, it was the last game. They played the last game. And for them starting out their freshman year, they got it, right? I mean, they were selfless. And for them to go out as national champions was just, it was the ultimate.
Because you said they had a huge role in teaching these things. You're trying to teach the players, right?
Absolutely.
They were passing that on to them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can as coaches preach it and hold them accountable, but when their peers do it, when their team leaders do it, that's when the magic happens, because then we don't really have to worry about it. They take care of it, you know? And if the seniors are doing it, if the leaders are doing it, then everybody else is like, well, I guess I got to follow suit because they're doing it, you know? And not all of our seniors even started. So we had a senior on the bench, you know, who was just as bought in. So if I'm a freshman on the bench and I want to have my, you know, pity party, and I see the senior on the bench buying in and being a great teammate, well, it's an example.
Yeah.
You know, it's just being the great example, and
Raises the bar for the others.
it really
the other
does.
ones,
Yeah.
Do you pray to win?
I never pray to win, Father. I pray not to lose, but I never pray to win.
It's all the way you approach the Lord.
That's right. Lord, look, I know somebody has to lose here. I just hope it's not us.
It's all the presentation of it,
That's
right?
right. It's all in how you present it.
But I
Oh,
do
yeah.
see the St. Benedict's bracelet on.
Yeah.
And you
Oh, yeah.
carry your rosary with you? You
I
share
do.
with me?
I have my rosary in my pocket all the time, even during games. And it's kind of funny because, you know, for the most part, they know that I have a rosary in my pocket. They know that I'm Catholic and, you know, I pray the rosary. And, you know, because actually one year, the team for Christmas actually got me a rosary for Christmas. And none of them were Catholic at the time. And they knew to get it blessed, which was like wow, that's a really neat thing, you know. But they don't always necessarily understand it. But God kind of gives me opportunities to kind of teach them it every now and then.
Because you have a story about teaching one of the players the rosary.
I do. It was actually, it was an interesting moment. We were playing Stanford in a super regional final game.
This year?
It was 2 years ago in 2011. And it's the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 0-0 game, 2 outs, and we have a runner at first. So I'm coaching first base. And the kid up to bat, her name is Cassie Riley-Boscia, and just the greatest kid. I mean, so much she's a throwback. I mean, tremendous appreciation. Like, this is the kind of kid, like, you put the ball in the tee for her, and she says, "Thank you, Coach," and she'll hit it. Every day after practice, "Thank you, Coach Allie, for everything today." I mean, they broke the mold.
And she's from Louisiana.
Cassie's from New York.
Oh, New York.
She's a New Yorker, and just so appreciative, just so much respect for the game. But anyway, she's up to, from New York, I know. Just a great kid, she really is.
Alyson
Anyway,
is from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana.
Crowley, Louisiana.
Crowley, Louisiana. I'm a Cajun.
Heart of Cajun country.
Heart of Cajun country, oh yeah. I like the crawfish, the boudin, and spicy, definitely. So anyway, Cassie's up to batting. Cassie had been struggling. This kid works hard. I mean, she just does all the right things, and you just want her to do well, you know? So the game's on the line. There's 2 outs. We have Jackie Trina at first base, who's our pitcher. 2 outs, and so it was like everything kind of slowed down, and I just had this feeling like, okay, I'm gonna have a little talk with Mary right now. So I'm like, Mary, you know, like, look at Cassie. I mean, she's such a good kid. She's been struggling a little bit. Like, I'm giving Cassie the endorsement to Mary now, okay? Like, can you just ask Jesus if he can make something good happen for Cassie? Just something good. I mean, look at her, you know, she's been struggling a little bit. Such a good kid. Can you help her out? Just give her something good, you know, to help the team. Well, the next pitch, Cassie hits it, and the ball actually hits first base right in front of me, goes into right field, okay? Cassie gets a triple, Jackie scores, and we end up winning 1-0. Okay, no, I'm sorry, wait, I forgot to say something. At the end of that little spiel with Mary, I was like, okay, if something good would happen, I'll teach her how to pray the rosary. That was kind of my deal with Mary. I'll teach her how to pray the rosary. So the very next pitch that happens, so I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to teach Cassie how to pray the rosary, you know? So yeah, after the game we win, everybody's celebrating, and I go up to Cassie, I'm like, so Cass, what do you think about learning how to pray the rosary? And she kind of looked at me like, okay. So I kind of told her the story. Oh yeah, I'll definitely pray the rosary. I'll learn how to pray the rosary. So it was kind of neat because she came into my office one day, and you know, I kind of taught her how to pray the rosary, and she was like, wow. She said, that was really neat. You know, she said, my grandma, who she's very close to, used to pray the rosary all the time, but I never really understood what she was doing. You know, she said, but to really understand what it is, you know, was really neat. So it was a special moment for me to be able to share, you know, my faith a little bit with Cassie, and it was pretty neat. So
all right,
yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Alyson, some more stories about softball. Don't go